Scene one, take two. Good morning. My name is Ray Jackson. I'm the BDM with Sandals and Beaches Resorts, and I want to thank you for joining me this afternoon. And we're going to have a little fun today. We're going to share our experiences with Sandals and Beaches. And for the lovely lady that's sitting to my left, for those who can't see her, have you been to Beaches yet?
No, I have not.
And we're going to book one today, aren't we? All right. And actually, we're going to talk about really what makes Sandals and Beaches the world's best luxury included resort. And before I move to the slides, really, at the end of the day, you have lots of choices. There's several all-inclusive resorts, but you have to look for those particular details that makes a product stand apart. In this presentation, we'll kind of share with you the big difference as to why Sandals All-Inclusive really is tops in terms of luxury and all the included amenities that we offer. And just in a nutshell, as you see on my screen, we have 19 resorts over several islands. And what I really love here is the return rate says 40%. It is now higher than that. Our return rate, recidivism, is very good. The service levels at Sandals is unmatched. A couple of bars, I think about Turks and Caicos. The bartenders remember your name. They actually remember your drink. To me, that is very impressive.
Wow.
So those are small little nuances. And collectively, we're looking at 14,000 team members or employees with the company. And at the end of the day, it's all about customer service and making sure that you are having a great time. There's no tipping. There's no cash exchange. You're on a resort. You're there to enjoy yourself. Again, I just want to show you, we have the two brands, Sandals and Beaches. And just please keep in mind that Sandals is for couples and Beaches are for families. Now, I have a just funny anecdotal story. Just please keep in mind that Sandals, all the rooms have king-size beds. So if you're going with your best friend, I hope you're good buddies. You're in sharing rooms. But a lot of if we do have just girls' nights or girls' trips, a lot of times they will reserve the Beaches property because you've got options in terms of your room accommodations and your room setup. But just keep in mind, Sandals are for couples and Beaches are for families. So when you're making that trip with your friends or whatever, just kind of keep in mind the configurations. And just in a nutshell, a lot of people ask me, oh, is Sandals in Mexico? No, we're not. We're in Jamaica, St. Lucia, Antigua, Bahamas, Grenada, Barbados, Turks and Caicos. So keep it in mind, beautiful locations. And what's interesting is that our resorts are literally built from the beach out. It's not we look for land and hopefully we've got a beautiful beach. If you look at all of our properties, all of the beaches are absolutely gorgeous. And that's one of the trademarks of the property and the resorts. And Turks and Caicos is actually one of my favorites. St. Lucia and Turks and Caicos are my favorite. Just number one, with Turks and Caicos, the beaches are unbelievable. Who's been to Turks?
I have.
So would you agree those beaches are just,
it's fabulous.
Hands
absolutely
down.
Fabulous. The resort is absolutely fabulous.
Yes.
And it's always been rated one of the best beaches, especially for your golfers and scuba divers. You can't go wrong. And we talk about, and I had mentioned earlier about the difference. There are all-inclusive properties, and there's some beautiful properties, but at the end of the day, you have to get down to those details that you don't see that really makes your trip and your vacation at Sandals outstanding. All your meals are included. Now, when we talk about meals, here's what's important. You truly get what I say adult-size meals. Some all-inclusive resorts, your meal portions are smaller. Some people prefer the smaller portion. But I look at myself, I'm a good-sized guy. I like to have my first course. I like to have an adult-sized meal. And then all of the meals are chef-inspired. There's restaurants in each of the resorts, so you're actually having a chef-level service with your meals. We have premium liquor, which is key. It's not, some companies and some countries you have to use a specific brand with their country, but no, we all have the high-end alcoholic beverages for adults. And I do want to share with you, this is very important, and this is not to belabor some challenges that my friends in Mexico have had, but what we do now is that before we no longer keep the spirits in your room. You check your list of the beverages you want, and we will ship them to your room, and they're all sealed. for you.
Nice.
And what's curious though too, and trust me, and I've seen it. Once if you open that seal and let's say you're there for 2 days and you don't consume that beverage, it is destroyed. So again, so it's very important because again, in our business we have all kind of challenges, and so we're just trying to eliminate a challenge that we have control over. 5-star global dining. We'll get into dining later, but the food is outstanding. They're serving courses. We've got special restaurants like Butcher's Chop Shop. It's kind of like the Ruth Chris of the Caribbean. Very nice meals. Your steaks are made to your liking. It's just not a steaks put in a big oven and they just literally plop it on your plate. No, your meal is presented to you in a very elegant way. Scuba diving, huge. Patty recognizes Sandals and beaches for some of the best scuba diving, probably in the world. When we can't compete with Australia, but all our islands are beautiful. You can swim in crystal clear water, so you just got to keep that in mind. Round trip transfers. You have a little bit of challenge being here in Moline, but service from Chicago, St. Louis, Detroit, we have service readily available to get you to the destinations. And I say, all flights lead to Miami, then out to the islands. Again, and the unlimited premium dining, again, that touches about our dining again. It's all high-end food. We're not looking at cut rate products. I mean, some of the steaks are just delicious. And I've heard people say some of the foodies who do travel to different resorts, it's some of the best meals they've ever had. Because again, they're chef inspired. They're not a sous chef in the back room just put steaks on a big hibachi and shoot them out. You've got a very nice presentation. All your gratuities, taxes, all included. Unlimited water sports, unlimited land sports, and exchange privileges. And we'll get into that later. Now, the water sports, I want to share with you. We do have our water products, and I strongly encourage you to use our products. Very few resorts now allow, they won't cover you if you're using the Parasailer or these other third-party companies because it gets just a liability. So, but we have enough water sports for our guests that you won't need to really step outside to use a third party. So just got to keep that in mind. Just as something that we have to kind of pat ourselves on the back and brag about. These are the awards that we win, and we can continue to win these awards every year. And it's really important because at the end of the day, it's going to be a recurring thing for me, but it's really about customer service. Again, and it sounds kind of parochial, but a room is a room is a room, but it's the service that really makes a big difference in where you're staying. I mean, you can go to a particular hotel where you service your room from the parking lot, or you can go to a resort where you get to your room through a grand lobby. It's your choice, but again, it's those nuances that really make you feel special when you go to resorts or beaches property. And for my travel agent partners here, and we have to choke when we say this, about how many room categories do you think we have?
Oh, don't even ask.
More than anyone else out there, let me tell you.
All together.
And some people consider that a challenge. I say it's an opportunity and it's variety. And,
It is.
and believe it or not, and when we get through the room categories, they're very self-explanatory. They'll tell you, ocean view, butler, soaking tub suite. You know what it is. You might have a butler suite without a soaking tub. You might have a veranda view of the beach and no butler service. There's just several options. You've got tons of options of rooms. But my travel partners, they say, well, it's a lot of rooms, but again, just think about it again as an opportunity and variety. And we have different levels of service. We've got our club level, concierge level, and our butler level. But from the concierge, club level, and up to butler level, we actually have a special service we offer when you check in. And when we travel, it's always challenging. Believe it or not, coming from the Midwest, we're leaving early in the morning. We're on a plane. Let's say for a second conversation today, we're leaving and it's 40 degrees. You get down to Miami on the Caribbean, it's 90 degrees. You're sweating, you're uncomfortable, but in our lounges, we provide you hot towels, you get refreshments, you can sit down, relax in an air-conditioned studio, and we can go over your itinerary, we can get you booked. It's just a very smooth transition. Because again, traveling sometimes can be a little bit challenging when you're traveling international. So we try to take that edge off and make sure that your experience, especially at a resort, starts off wonderfully. There's nothing like standing in line out in the heat trying to get checked into your resort room. That's those little elements like that, that starts your vacation off nice. But if you start your vacation off with a nice beverage, it's cool. You can take your time in the privacy of getting checked into your room. You can't lose it. It's a
that
great
is nice.
opportunity. Yeah, very good opportunity. Now I'm going to spend a little time on this one because I am smitten by butler level service. So when you talk to these ladies, for those who are listening, there's a lady who is a guest, and we are trying to convince her to make sure she books her Sandals Vacation, and we are going to highly suggest butler level service. And actually, the butler level service is interesting. It's very important that you understand that the butlers, they're not sent to some school for customer service. They're not sent to a program how to address customer complaints. They're actually part of the Butlers Guilds. These are true butlers. So and these ladies and gentlemen, they know the product, they know the restaurants, they know the resort, and they're there for anything you need. But what's nice about it, some people say, I don't need all the fuss. Your butler will read you. He might realize, you get your coffee at 9 o'clock. He knows that you typically go to the beach at 3. He'll call and check on you. And what's neat too, you actually get a phone to call your butler. Some people use the full services of the butlers, and some don't. But you'll meet your butler, and you kind of sharing what your likes are. You just like some people prefer to be by the pool, not by the beach. But what's nice about it is that if you go down to the pool, your chairs are reserved for you. Your drink that he probably anticipates you'll want is already set up. You got your chilled champagne there. I'm telling you, butler level is the way to go. You make your dining reservations. He'll make your dining reservations, and what's nice, your butler will escort you to your table. You're not waiting. You got butler level service. You're not waiting in line. Butler level service. I'm spoiled. That's the way to go. If you set up your beach chairs on the beach, that's your chairs. You can walk around. You can leave your iPhone there, but that is your space. And he or she will check on you, keep your drinks refreshed, butler level.
Does he come home with you?
But it's good. But I do hear that they still communicate with you, post trip. Encourage you to come back. And a lot of people ask for their same butler. So it's a wonderful experience because if you're going to do it, it can be on your bucket list. You may not do it again in 1,000 years. But I strongly encourage.
Gotta have a butler once in a while.
You gotta give it a whirl because it makes your vacation so much more better. Then that's that exceptional level of customer service. And then we were talking about initially about the different levels of service and how we're different from other resorts. How many resorts pick you up in a Rolls Royce or a BMW? Again, with that butler level service. So you book at the airport. They're called touch points. From the time you land at our airport, we will actually hand escort you through your resort. Again, did I say butler level service again?
You may have mentioned that.
But again, I'm just going to talk some of the nuances, some of the differences that we have at Montego Bay and San Royal Caribbean. You're picked up with a BMW. I just want to share that butler level service is wonderful. Now I will share with you too. Our rooms. This is kind of not the basic setup, but this is our normal setup in our rooms, our resort rooms. And if you notice the view, I will safely say that 98% of the views of the property are to a beautiful beach and horizon view. Just always keep that in mind. And we're constantly updating the properties. Because the properties, sometimes, we got to change with the time. So a lot of our resort rooms are changed, linear lines, clean lines. And you'll see that traditionally we had the 4 poster beds. And as you'll see through our process that, those are slowly going away because you got to go with the times and just remember it's the linear lines, it's the brighter, it's the open space. So this is kind of a classic example. But then I do want to share with you there's some of just the neon, just like you actually have a pillow menu. You can select your pillow. High quality sheets. You've got marble floors, updated furniture. So these are things that we've done. We've been putting money into the resorts for the past couple of years, and we're truly increasing the look of the resort. Because again, we have to be careful because if we look at cars, every year they change the model of a car. And resorts, we don't have that luxury, but we try to be as timely as possible to kind of keep up with the changes. Because I know, like when you look at homes now no longer have dining rooms anymore. They have the big great rooms. It's just times change. So we got to stay current with the times. Again, I'm gonna mention. Did I mention Butler again? Yeah. Okay, and I mentioned this one. The only reason I mentioned this one, that one of my favorite resorts is in Ocho Rios. It's the Romeo and Juliet Suite with private pool. That's a category. So, without seeing it, you have an idea what it is. It is a Romeo and Juliet suite, private pool with a butler, and this whole area is private for you. Your own pool, and what's nice, you know, the butler can shut the doors, and he or she can prepare your meals, get your champagne ready, and you still have a level of privacy. So that's just that honeymoon suite is my favorite. Another category: swim up, Crystal Lagoon, beachfront, butler suite. I think that's the category. You know, and it's a great opportunity again. And I do want to share. Just please, you know, look at the views. This is actually what you see when you're on the resorts, and you just can't go wrong. It's perfect. Especially now, are you going with anybody special when we book our butler suite?
I'll probably have to take my husband.
You know, I suspect that might be a good choice. Another Italian swim up bi-level 1-bedroom butler suite in Grenada. Again, just by giving you the definition, you know exactly what you're getting.
That's pretty. Nice.
Now these are something that have become very, very popular. It's called the Rondevals. They're butler suites in a private pool sanctuary. Now this picture really doesn't do any justice. You have your own little cove, your own private space, your own tub, jacuzzi, your own resort room. Again, did I say butler level service again? Yeah, and then I think what's really nice here is when you look at these, the soaking tubs. What's nice about these? Those are called rapid filling tubs. So you don't have to wait a half hour. They're considered rapid filling tubs. But again, that word butler came up again, didn't it? But your butler will provide your bath should you need it. You can make suggestions. Hey, we're going to take a relaxing. The wife's going to the spa. We'll come back. We want a nice, relaxing bath. Your butler will have it all drawn for you. The rose petal in there. Oh, we're going to go. We have to go first class all the way. Again, now this one here is, I said St. Lucia. Turks are my favorite. This is probably one of my favorites. If I'm not in Turks of St. Lucia, and it's the Sunset Ocean View Bluff Millionaire Butler Villa with private pool. Okay, it's a mouthful in terms of the definition, but you know exactly what you're getting. And this is a millionaire suite because the view. They're up in the cliffs of St. Lucia. The view is outstanding. And you notice the posters that the poster beds have kind of disappeared. Again, some of the refurbishments and I call it the redressing. We're just making some of the changes to make it more
I like
timely.
the poster beds though.
Yes, yeah.
That's ones I've stayed in. They're beautiful. They're so
But it's a cultural thing. I'm from Ohio, so Midwest people, we kind of like the poster beds. There's a certain style of Midwesterners that we like. I know like my colleagues in California, it's more the open air
Right.
type of. But it's their climate. They don't have 100-degree summers and 47 below zero winters either. So.
Right.
In Sky Pool Butler Suites, self-explanatory was neat. You actually have on your level, you have your own sky pool. In Turks and Caicos, these are the villas. Now these are so neat. It's actually like a little yard. Here is your unit, your own small private pool, gazebo, and you can walk right out to the beach.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's pretty.
And this is, oh, yes, look, you're the poster bed.
yeah, they haven't caught up with the times yet.
But this is very nice because now we're at beaches. Now this is for the family. So you and husband, if you want to be just so kind, bring the kids, bring the nieces, bring the grandkids if you wish. But again, the beaches again, this will apply for for families because the room configuration can adjust for multiple guests. Again. This is a new signature line. We're looking at the new soaking tubs, fast fill, but again, look at the views. These shut, or they can shut permanently if it's raining, but also you can shut the screen, still have ambient light come in, still have a level of privacy. And just want to review a couple of things. you get a full adult size lotion and shampoo and body wash. Again, now I'm kind of stuck on the tubs because I'm 6'6". I actually can fit into it. It's outstanding. Quick filling, marble. If you just look at the appointments, it's just, you're making a change to their cleaner lines, linear lines, and we've actually brightened up the space. And oversized towels and nice thick towels. So again, I mentioned some of these little small nuances because these are things that we take for granted because we assume that everyone has them, but not everyone has that level of level to detail. So you just kind of keep that in mind. And there's that tub again. It was just getting fast filling. Just you look at you had a long day at the beach. You can go and just relax. Tell your husband, why don't you go walk on the beach? I need some time to myself. You can go in your tub. As you see, I have this affinity for tubs, but when you're a tall person, you
It's
see a
big
tub,
thing.
you get excited.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I just want to show just the whole line, the new
Oh, it's beautiful.
the new look. Again, linear lines. I'm sorry for repeating myself, but it's just important to understand that sometimes you've got to make the change. You've got to update your product, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. The swim-up bars, I always put this up here because Sandals did not invent the swim-up bars, but we perfected because we've got several swim-up bars, and swim-up bars are a key thing. It's nice, you can drink and stay cool, and you don't have to get out of the pool.
It's where you meet everybody.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
And I just want to look at the size of the pool. And I will share something with you because I talk to a lot of people. Say, well, we see your presentations. We see a lot of people around the beaches. We don't see a lot of people in the pool. That is done on purpose. We don't have our resorts filled to capacity where you've got 500 people on the beach fighting for a lounge chair.
Share.
So we have enough space for all our guests to still have a level of privacy and space. So it's not that we don't have space because right now, currently, a lot of our resorts we're at 95% full right now. So kind of keep that in mind.
And it's the fall.
Yes, yeah. And just we talk about pools. With our resorts, I think we've got probably more pools than any all-inclusive resort. We've got the zero entry pools for those who just want to wade in. The Crystal Lagoon pool, which is actually above, and it's kind of a false front, so you have this false horizon. The suites have pools, and actually our scuba diving. All the bars have pools. And then the sky pool we saw in some of the resort rooms where you got the pool right in your room. So, and how many other resorts did you find has that? Okay, let's talk about our gourmet. And this is something that I kind of stressed earlier when we initially talked. 193 restaurants collectively. 24 unique concepts. And again, they're all chef inspired. Again, we're not having somebody who worked at, I don't want to be rude, who worked at at a fast food restaurant. He or she is designed just to cook. No, these are chefs, and they have ideas, and they're chef inspired, and the food is delicious. It's outstanding, and that's what we call it 5-star global gourmet because it is a gourmet. You get your food in courses, beautiful food.
Presentation is
Yes,
beautiful.
and I've got some brochures I'll leave with you that just talks about dining, and you'll see how the food is presented. It makes it a luxury experience.
And there's some of it.
I just want you just to see how it's presented. As I refer to adult portions.
Yeah, how many times have you ever taken a bite of something and go, there's 2 bites on the plate,
Exactly.
and you're like, oh, I wish I had some more of that.
I mean, and I'm quite certain other resorts do the same thing, but sometimes I think, as a courtesy, I'm not gonna have the guy come back 3 times because now you're a little embarrassed. And we see what you're seeing, different views of the different restaurants that we have. A lot of restaurants. And this is our newest. We have Caribbean's first rooftop restaurant. Beautiful at night, watching for the sunsets. And again, I'm kind of shooting through here so you just kind of see, the redesign, the retooling of the restaurants. Typically, restaurants used to be kind of dark because they want to be dark and quaint, but now things change. We went open. They want to encourage conversation. Actually, see your food as it comes to you. And actually, I was challenged because I do like Indian food. I'm like, okay, Indian food in Jamaica, outstanding, very good, very good. Butcher's South First Steakhouse Restaurant. Now, I want to share with you this. You're actually getting high-end steaks. I mean, and cooked the way you like it. Some people like their steaks interior temperature at 110. Some people want it at 0. But again, your food is prepared to your liking. And again, I refer back to adult portions. Just quick look at the restaurant. And what you'll find too is that how the resorts are set up, there's not lines, not people milling over you. We'll go like Ruth Chris here in the city, at dinner time, just people just milling around. But no, you've got a very nice, quaint dining experience. And please keep that in mind because, again, our resorts aren't like 12,000 rooms. They're just there's a quaint size, and it works out perfectly because it gives you a nice, quaint vacation experience, resort experience. And we mentioned about the adult spirits or alcoholic beverages. Here are our premium beverages, and it's unlimited. I mean, drink until you're ready to go home. But just keep that in mind. Now there are those who drink the King Louis, that stuff that's $85 a shot. Yeah, that might be a special order. But typically, we still have the top shelf adult spirits or liquors, or whatever your profession, what you prefer. This one here is always fun. This one here, you need the password to get into this speakeasy. You gotta have the password. And great time, and this lady here has a voice that you would not believe. Outstanding, but it's kind of the old speakeasy back in Chicago days. You had to have the password to get in. And honestly, you had to have the password, you don't get in. Just some snapshots of some of the activities, because we didn't talk about the activities. It's not just going to a resort, you're going to the beach. We do have activities, throughout the day and in the evening at all the resorts. Your golfers and your divers, it's a golfers and divers haven at Sandals Properties. And weddings, now I could probably speak hours about weddings, but what's nice about our weddings, if you stay at the resort for 3 days, you can get married, you can renew your vows. I saw your eyes light up. But again, the weddings are customizable. There is no set template for your weddings. They're all set up separately. They're all, so you can design your own wedding. And there's a kit I'm gonna bring in and show you how you can develop and design your own weddings. It's really wonderful because you can do all kinds of fancy things. So again, there's no set template. There's no
That's nice.
You design your own wedding. We do weddings, honeymoons, and retie the knots. And I do have to share something, just kind of more of a serious level. Again, because we're in different countries, certain couples, we do not do, retie the knots, rejoining, because certain countries don't recognize same-sex couples.
Right.
So, and again, it's not a Sandals policy, but we have to respect, the laws of the land. So, a lot of people say, "Well, there's a problem." No, it's not a Sandals issue because we welcome all guests.
Right.
But you got to respect the laws of that particular country. So that always comes up, and it kind of presents some challenges. But just keep in mind, we have to respect the laws of those given countries. And like I said, there's no package, there's no themes. You can develop your own theme. And what I'm saying, I've got a thing, and I'll bring in later on. You could pick these flowers, this gazebo, this top, or these charger plates, this flower to build your own wedding. There's no set. Your imagination actually is the limit. And our newest, let's say the newest, hottest spigot is Sandals Montego Bay. I love when you're saying that because Montego Bay was our first resort, but oh my God, it's been refurbished. And I don't know, who's been to Montego Bay in Sandals?
I have.
I know, but it
loved
was
it.
20 years ago.
And it was-
25
Okay,
years
20
ago.
years.
Mine was probably 4 years ago, but I loved it.
Well, you wouldn't you won't recognize it now.
Really?
I bet I
Wow.
wouldn't,
Yeah,
yeah.
you will not recognize it now. There's the old,
Yeah.
there's the new.
Oh,
Wow.
Let's look at that one more
Big
time.
difference.
That was the old.
that was good.
Yeah. Oh, it was a great time.
I remember
At
that,
that
yeah.
time,
I did
at that
too.
time, that was the thing. But now this is new. Again, I mentioned
That's
earlier in the
awesome.
presentation, clean lines, open out to see the ocean. This is the new look. So I'm saying you would not recognize it. So that's what we call it the new because it's got a total facelift.
Wow.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
That's the old bar, the new bar.
Wow.
We'll look at that again. Oh. Again, I had mentioned earlier just the linear lines, the clean lines, the openness, and it's more engaging. You feel more of the breeze. You feel more of the atmosphere of being on the beach. Before, which it was nice,
Yes.
but now,
Wow.
Wow.
and that's Montego Bay. That's what I'm saying. If you haven't been there in 5
Yeah.
years,
Yeah.
you would not recognize
Yeah.
it. Before.
I remember that too.
But this is before. I love
Yeah.
this one. Oh, that back in the day, that Caribbean yellow. No, it
Yeah.
was beautiful.
Yeah. Not anymore.
But now look at it.
wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You would not recognize Montego Bay. A total facelift. You see the swim up. You have the swim ups.
That's pretty.
I'm not even sure they had swim ups when I was there.
Oh, no. This was the. Oh, where you go?
Yeah, that was the bed.
I
Okay,
love it.
Your swim up was right here.
that was what I was gonna
okay.
say. I don't think they
Yeah,
didn't have
that
any
was the
swim
swim up.
ups.
Now we got the swim ups.
Okay, got it, yeah.
Our poster
Oh, I love
beds
that.
for
I
those
love
us
those.
Midwesterners. We still love that. But then this is the new.
Much less hitting your toes getting out and stuff.
Yeah. Midwest people.
Oh,
Everybody else.
And the millennials. But again, you have to think before and after. But again, what's just important because we want you to really experience, the view, being on the ocean.
I'm ready.
There's that tub again.
Yeah.
That's the old, new. That's the old way. Again, the yellow. Back in the day, that was gorgeous.
That's right.
Yeah.
But now,
Holy cow.
again, this is the big thing: the swim ups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But even
Look at us.
Take me away.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
it's funny. I look at these presentations all the time. Every time I'm like, man, it just
Looks good.
It does something to you.
Yeah.
It does. Beautiful.
I'm in the Midwest. You.
Well, I got to go with a fam trip to Jamaica.
Okay.
And
Good.
we went to all of them, and they put us in a butler suite of the Sandals. It was a honeymoon suite
Yes.
right on.
Oh, yeah,
Awesome.
you're spoiled. Yeah.
Yeah. Butler.
Yeah.
We had a girl.
She said it. I didn't
We had
say
a-
better this time.
It
I
was
saw
nice.
you kicking her under the table.
But just again, I just like to view because again, the thing is just to engage you to really truly appreciate the view and actually being at a beach resort. Before, new,
That's great.
and there's that. They must know that I have a thing for the tubs. Being 6'6" and a nice tub I fit into, I get kind of partial. Again, just kind of let you know the whole different look, the whole different vibe. Again, this is more interactive. Because maybe you may not want to go to the beach, maybe you may not want to go to the pool, but you can step right outside your swim up suite, and you got your own personal pool right there.
And then the beach is right there.
The beach is right there. In all resorts, the beaches are right there. It's not you got to go ferry or coach to get to this favorite beach. It's right. Well, no, some resorts, there's some beautiful resorts, but sometimes where they're located on that island on windward side,
Right.
it's just waves. It's beautiful. But if you want to go, you want to go to the leeward side. So a lot of times they have coaches that take you on the side just to have more, a quieter beach. Again, we're going to kind of just thumb through the roofs just to see the difference. This is your honeymoon swim ups. Now,
Is that new?
yeah, that's new.
Okay.
And keep in mind, we do have luxury included meals. But if you just want casual, man, the jerk shack, jerk chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, but you can't go
Best
wrong.
place ever.
And it's
Yeah.
leisure. So a lot of times it's not. You don't have to dress up everywhere to go. It's not a coat required. We've got places where you can just be casual. You've been to the beach all day. You need something to eat. That's my favorite. Soy. It's Japanese inspired cuisine. Butcher's seafood. If you like steak, I'm quite certain that husband of yours, he's probably a steak eater. He's a Midwest guy. He's a steak eater. After you tell your butler to make reservations, that's where you go.
Good.
Latitudes is new, which is very nice. Over the water bar. They have these private little hammocks where you can just kind of relax through right over the water. And it's called Latitudes. Fun bar, good time, nice breeze. The chapels, always a big hit. And ladies, when you get your butler suite or when you go to the resort, if you're there 3 days, we do free weddings.
Is that a non-denominational church?
Exactly, yeah. And that's a great question. We do all types of weddings, and actually, over the past year, we actually do more Hindu weddings. And again, you work with our bridal team, and whatever special nuances that you need, or special services, or anything, they will put together for you. If you have conventions, we've got convention space. A lot of people do it because they might have a small reception for the wedding. So we do have reception space. But I always laugh at this as curious because most people have the receptions outside. You're in the Caribbean. But
Yeah.
sometimes, the weather can be a little challenging, so you do have a plan B. Now this is the one that everybody just oohs and ahs over, and actually I like it because historically, if you went to overwater bungalows, you had to go to Bora Bora.
Right.
But now everybody's doing it, but they still don't do it our way. But it's nice, butler level. Did I say butler level? Butler level service, But no, these are absolutely gorgeous. It's all self-contained. There's some people who will stay there and never leave their little bungalow. Honeymooners. But again, we have service if you need to go to the main island. And the bungalows right now, I don't think we have any available for another year and change. Very popular. Just kind of get a closer look. And just FYI, a lot of people are concerned about the water. This water here may be 3 feet right through here because it's a very shallow lagoon. There's a break wall, so you don't have there's huge waves because the breakers are further out. So what you see is what you get.
That's cool.
Excuse me. Just another look. Because I can see why you can be self-contained there. Just think you and the hubby, no cell phones, no kid, no one calling, just hang out. Call your butler. We need more champagne, please. But if he's a good butler, he will kind of estimate if that ball's getting low. He will know.
He's watching with binoculars.
Yeah. And this is inside. And what's neat, inside the overwater, you have this glass bottom where you can actually see, on the bottom. Oh, there's those tubs again.
Did you order those tubs?
Yeah, and it's nice on your bungalow. If you don't want to swim in the ocean, you have your own private pool.
Wow.
I see right now you're ready. Just a few. So that's why a lot of people don't leave. I mean, your meals are brought to you and presented in courses. It's not just jumping on a big old covered tray and leave. No, so you can literally stay in your bungalow and never leave. Another quick look, which I love. You can see the bottom. You can see the core. You can see the fish that's swimming underneath.
Are they lighted at night?
No.
Because that's what draws the fish in.
Yeah.
So you can put a flashlight
I
there.
bet you could take a flashlight or your
Yeah.
phone
Something,
light, your
yeah.
phone light, and put it on there.
Yeah. And Ochi, and let's talk about the resorts. We've got resorts in the Grill, South Coast, Montego Bay, Ochi. It depends on what. If you're looking for just rowdy. I should write it the right word. Just more active time. Ochi, Montego Bay. Ochi is neat because it's right downtown near Ocho Rios, so you have some options. So you have to kind of determine where you want to be. There the Grill, Montego Bay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and the girls got the beach.
Yeah, and Ochi, just to let you know, 105 pools.
Wow.
So you have your options, and I mentioned that, and that's really important. So you're in the pool. I mean, it's nice to be in the pool, but sometimes I don't want to bump and grab somebody's leg who's swimming by, you know. So you've got the pools where you just have your privacy,
Yeah.
just to kind of relax. Again, maybe it's because I'm a tall person. Maybe it's a tall person issue that runs into people. But 105 cool pools. So again, you're not in a resort where the pool is just packed. You know, it's about luxury inclusion, just a luxury, relaxed experience. There's that Butler Village honeymoon Roman Juliet 1-bedroom suite with private sanctuary pool. What do you think?
Yeah, nice.
Oh, there's the poster beds.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, some of the effects will stay the same because people enjoy a certain look. So and we appreciate that. Again, the chapel. This is Ochi's the chapel. And depending on the location, it has up to 40 to 50 guests in the chapel. South Coast in Jamaica. Again, we have over water bungalows. Now, South Coast is nice because you're parked.
Uh-oh. There you go.
It didn't like me. There's 30, 40 people, but South Coast is a huge beach,
It's nice.
7-mile beach, and it is just absolutely beautiful. This is
And the ride there is kind of neat too.
Yeah, I will share with you. Jamaica is one of the largest Caribbean islands. So if you're traveling from, let's say, Ochi to South, it is a drive. So build that into the equation. That it's not a 15-minute
Right,
drive.
but it's beautiful.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. And they finish a highway in Jamaica, which makes it a lot easier to get around the island as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that helps.
Just another look at the overwaters. I just think I wouldn't leave.
Yeah, that's great.
Then the South Coast as well. They have Latitudes, the overwater bar, with the hammocks where you can just kind of hang out. The wedding chapel, again, and the bride is literally floating on air, walking on water. And the grill, and I like the grill. If you're looking just for a quiet, laid back time, I like the grill.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a townhome community. But again, I just want you to just always make sure, always look at the view. We make sure that a lot of your views, you have gorgeous views of the ocean. St. Lucia is one of my favorites. And we have 3 properties: the Talk, the St. Lucian, and Halcyon Beach. And again, these, St. Lucia is a very quaint island with the pitons. Now, the transfer from the airport is not lengthy, but it's not a 15-minute transfer. But it's a beautiful ride. And this is the Talk. Again, a lot of these, you have your private pool areas. I wonder if he's a butler. And we talk about the Sunset Millionaire Butler because you're on a cliff and your view is just breathtaking. It's just, you're on a cliff, you're overlooking, and the sunsets are gorgeous, and you're in your own private world. Now, I love saying this when we talk about all the different categories. So if you close your eyes and I tell you an oceanfront, 2-story, 1-bedroom Butler Villa Suite with balcony, tranquility, soaking tub. Just close your eyes. You can imagine it. Yeah. This is a quick look. And again, the challenges I always share with you, I mean, there's all types of all-inclusives, but all I ask you is just kind of look at the subtle nuances. Just look at some of the things that are offered that the other all-inclusive do not offer. But this one here reminds me of just like an English old,
Cottage.
yeah, cottage. Yeah, but it's private, it's self-contained. And what's this word here?
Butter?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that word anymore. But just, I mean, you have your own private pool. So again, I just try to put just some of the nuances. Hey, look at here, what are
Yeah.
those? Poster beds to stay. Your beachfront, Crystal Lagoon, swim up, butler rooms. Again, self-explanatory.
What's the one with the big seawall in St. Lucia? It's got a great big seawall right outside of the dining area.
I think that's the top. I'm hoping maybe we'll see that.
That's where I honeymooned, but it's all different now.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Like I said, we shared. We did several. I call facelifts, redesign, re-engineered, and just kind of get the properties up to date. Because at one point in the '80s there was a look that worked. There was a '90s there was a look that worked. Now in 2019 there's another look. It's more clean, linear lines and more open space. There's a Crystal Lagoon walkout, swim up rooms. Again, self-explanatory. We mentioned we had a lot of different categories. Okay.
Yes.
And we're going to kind of just run through Kelly Seafood Over Water Restaurant, something very different. Take a look. Soy, the different restaurants. Barbados, we're in Barbados. Again, transfer, one of the world's largest pools, got a false front, looks like you're swimming into the ocean.
Beautiful.
I think this is really neat here. Rooftop pool, old and new. And just something very simple, really silly. Right here, this is like a frozen piece of ice, so you keep your beverages nice and cool right there when you sit them at the bar.
Some for pieces.
Bowling alley, again, old water. Again, we're going to just kind of take a snapshot of the different views. There's those tubs again. Asian Fusion, the American Tavern, there's Butch's. Oh, and the gourmet donuts, but we want, okay, I'm gonna stay just for a minute. Okay, we're good. Again, just, looking at the rooms, the spa, beaches, again, families, we want to work with families. I'm going to spin this real quick, and I will say also with us, and I'm actually finished here, but please keep in mind, we actually have a special program for children on the spectrum. We actually have one of the Sesame Street characters, she's autistic, so we have a special room for children who are autistic. It's a quiet room. And also, too, we have certain areas in the resort that's quiet for children who are on the spectrum. So we do a great job. All the employees are trained on autism. And so just keep it in mind, so their vacation at beaches doesn't have to be altered because you have a child with challenges. And we do a very good job with it. So on that, ladies, thank you so very much for allowing me to burn your ear for 3 hours. But does somebody have any questions?
Well, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Yes, very nice.
Are we off?